everyone, my name is Zhenya and welcome to my first ever YouTube video and this channel called Cooking Blind. Today I just want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about why I decided to start the channel in the first place, and then we'll actually go into cooking something fairly simple because I want you guys to get an idea for how I do the easy things like pouring and measuring out ingredients and things like that. So let's just jump right into it. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can get any upcoming notifications as I post more videos. Alright, so the reason I decided to start a channel called Cooking Blind is because A, I'm really passionate about cooking, and B, because a lot of sighted people, or people who can see, think that blind people are incapable of doing simple tasks. And I'm not saying that cooking is by any means a simple task, but like, for example, when I go out and I take my lunch because I don't want to spend any more money on takeout food, it's not even a question really, it's more of a comment. A lot of people will say, oh, so who made that for you? And it's just an automatic assumption that like I didn't make it and that someone made it for me. And so I kind of want to challenge that way of thinking by creating this channel, because even though I use different tactics to get to the same outcome, like I might feel a little bit more when I'm measuring as opposed to looking, and use two hands instead of one when I'm pouring something, but that's okay because the outcome's still the same, right? So that's kind of why I wanted to start the channel in the first place, is to kind of break down some of those stereotypical barriers about visual impairment, and I'm passionate about cooking, so I was like, why not combine the two? Alright, let's just jump right into the video. I will say, like as a little disclaimer, that you might not see everything because I don't even have a tripod, guys, so I'm working with like weird setup of boxes to prop up my phone. So if you can't see something, I'm very sorry. I'm working on it. We're gonna get a better setup soon, but right now we just gotta deal with what we got. So let's just get right into it. Alright guys, so today we're gonna be making something very similar to the Dalgona coffee trend, I think is how you say it. It's more like whipped chocolate milk, but it's similar to Dalgona coffee because you can do it all by hand. And if you guys have never heard of Dalgona coffee, it's a trend that was popular on TikTok like a couple weeks back. I mean, throughout this whole quarantine, people have been trying to make it, but for those people who don't necessarily drink coffee, I thought I'd show you how to do an alternative that's just as tasty. The article that I got it from when I was looking up the recipe was an article on how to make whipped strawberry milk, but I decided to improvise because I didn't have the strawberry mix and I just had packets of hot chocolate. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you the ingredients and then I'll show you how I make it, and then we'll go ahead and try the final product. So all we need for this recipe, it's fairly simple. Like I said, I'm only doing this so I can show you guys the basics of how I do things when I'm cooking something like a quick dessert, or I don't know, throwing together something where I have to measure ingredients. So we need heavy whipping cream, which is this. I just got that at Wegmans. We need the hot chocolate packet. And of course I opened the box upside down, but for the purpose of the video, I decided to prop it upright and hope that it won't fall. And then we just need any type of milk. So if you do whole milk, that's fine. If you like almond milk, that's fine too. I just have coconut milk, so that's what we're gonna use because I don't really drink whole milk anymore. So, all right, and then the supplies that we're gonna need are measuring cups for the whipping cream, a fork to whip it all up, and then a bowl, and I think that's it. And then the final cup. I'm using a wine glass because I don't have any other like clear cups that I can use, so it's fine, it's fine. All right, let's start with, so what you have to do first is measure out the whipping cream. These are the measuring cups. I always like to keep them this way, like together, because that's how I can tell which one I need when I need it. So the fourth is obviously the smallest, then it goes 1/3, 1/2, and 1 cup. There's no way to mess that up. There are measuring cups out there and measuring spoons that are labeled with Braille, not necessarily these ones, because I don't know, I don't like ever think to do this stuff ahead of time, so then I just figure out how to use what I have. So I grabbed the smallest cup because it's obviously the fourth. I'm gonna put that aside, and then I'm going to, a lot of the time I'm just like feeling around for stuff because I have ADHD and I forget where I placed it. All right, so we have the whipping cream right here. I'm gonna unscrew it. Now, what I do to pour, unlike most other people, is I take the cup and I put it in the palm of my hand so I can feel the weight of the whipping cream pouring, so I know when it's about to get full, and then I'll hover my thumb over the edge so that when I can feel the cold liquid come up to my thumb, I'm like, okay, I have to stop pouring now. So this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna pour it. And typically, guys, I would do this over the sink, but since my camera doesn't go that far, we're just gonna do it right here. And some people prefer, and I'm gonna look for the bowl and just go ahead and pour it in here, and then we'll throw that in the sink. Oh my god, I just splashed myself, because we don't need it anymore. Put this back. And after I use something, I prefer to usually put it back in the fridge, but we'll put it over here for now. I'm gonna take the fork. Oh wait, we forgot the hot chocolate. See, ADD, guys. Doesn't work well when you cook. All right, so the hot chocolate, we're gonna pour it out from the bottom of the box. All right. I'm gonna put that back. I'm gonna shake it. There's no real method behind opening anything. It's pretty simple. And then we're gonna dump the whole thing in the bowl with the cream. I like to just shake it out. And I feel the bottom to make sure there's nothing left in there. It doesn't seem like there is. And now we're gonna start whipping it up. All right, so right now, as I'm mixing it, I can feel that there are it's still very like granulated at the bottom. It almost feels like little bits of sugar, because it is. And as I start whipping it, it's going to feel different on my fork. You guys might have to look at it to be able to tell, but I don't need to, because honestly, guys, if you close your eyes, you could probably do 100% of what you do sighted, blind. And let's see. So I'm just gonna keep mixing and mixing and mixing. And I like to have my hand over the bowl like this, kind of almost over the top of it a little bit, to make sure that when I'm mixing something like this, it's not spilling over the edge. All right, so I can already tell, like even by the sound of it, I don't think you guys can hear it, but even by the sound of it, it doesn't sound like it's as watery anymore, and it definitely feels a lot more thick on my fork. They also said you could do this with a whisk. I just don't have that. So you can tell I'm like not a top-notch cook, but I like to cook, so that's what we're gonna work with. See, like you can probably even hear it, listen. It's getting quieter, it's not as loud. And I'm just gonna rotate the bowl every once in a while to make sure that I'm getting all of it. Now sometimes, like if you were to be here right now and look at it, you might be like, okay girl, stop whipping it up, it's done. Honestly, I would rather overdo it sometimes than underdo it, because I wanna just be confident in the end product. And I can still feel a little bit of the powder on there at the bottom. So we're just gonna keep on doing it and mixing and mixing. Guys, the first time I baked anything was when I was like in high school, and I was baking brownies, and I forgot to add the egg. And my friend, literally still my best friend, won't even let it go to this point, because she's like, how could you have forgotten the most important ingredient in brownies? Like, you only need 3 things in a brownie mix. It's crazy that you like forgot to do one of the most important things. Mixing it up. It feels thick, but it still feels powdery to me. Now, I will also take like a shot, like an above shot, I guess that's what it's called, so that you guys can see what it's like. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Okay, and then keep on whipping. Now I'm gonna touch it. So it feels thick, but I think there's a little bit more that we can keep going with it a little bit. Because I got it really fluffy the other time I made it, so. And I also don't know if I have ice in this house. I'm just not sure. I feel like I don't have anything right now. Hashtag problem solving during quarantine. And like, even things like whisking, you know, I've never seen anyone whisk anything before. I've just been taught how to do it, and I felt like someone else doing it. Hand over hand is what we call it. It's a method of how we learn how to do things, like physical things like this. But I've never actually, and I'm trying, okay, so when I'm putting my finger in this, don't get me wrong, if it wasn't my food and I was feeding someone else, I would not be doing this, but I just stuck my finger in it a little bit and touched the bottom to make sure that there was nothing there. And it seems like it's all blended, so it's about time that we just pour it in. All right, so I'm gonna pour the milk in ice first, if I have any ice. So this is done, and I'm gonna take a video of how it looks like from above so you can see that, and then we will go ahead and pour it in. And I just shook off the fork, use my finger to kind of scrape the excess off into the bowl. Put it gently in the sink this time so it didn't spray me. And then I'm going to put the bowl aside for a second. And here's that. Here's the wine glass. I'm gonna see if we have any ice first, guys. So let me check on that. So this is what it looks like from up above. You can see the fluffy sort of consistency there. And yeah. All right, guys, it's about time to pour it in the glass and then have it with some milk. Okay, so right now I'm gonna pour it into this glass. I'm gonna pour the milk first. We already poured the ice. So this is the coconut milk. It's pretty full. I'm gonna open it. Sometimes I like to stick my finger on the top of the milk container because like a lot of the times the milk will have the little thing that you need to pull up after you open it to get to the actual milk. And there have been times where I tried to pour it and just like haven't been able to, like nothing came out. So right now I'm holding it over. I lined it up with my finger, feeling the top of the milk, like the hole where it comes out, and then the top of the wine glass, so I know that it's gonna go right into the glass. And then I'm just gonna hold my finger over it a little bit. I don't know how much milk I want, guys. I think I'm just gonna make it a whole shake. So I'm gonna put almost like 3/4 of the way full, and then I'll put the powder in it. I mean, not the powder, the whipped up stuff, whatever that's called. Now this is a little bit harder because the bowl is a lot bigger than the glass. So what I'm gonna do, okay, I'm gonna try to pour it like this. It might go awry, but it's fine. We're all learning here, right? And I'm lining up the angle so that I know that I might need a fork for this, guys. I don't remember what I did yet last time. Let me see. I'm gonna get a spoon or something so I can just scoop it out a little bit, help it along. Okay, and then I'm just holding it like that and making sure that I use my finger to kind of pour it so it's pouring into the glass. Yeah, baby. Oh, it actually smells so good even though it's like not hot. It's not a hot dessert. Okay, so I'm making sure to get all the way around the edges so that I don't miss anything. But I think that's good. It doesn't feel like there's much left in the bowl. So I'm just gonna mix it up and then take a sip. I'm washing my hands. Every time I do something, just because I have to feel a little bit more, I wash my hands. Ooh, I got some cream on the side of the glass. I wish I had like a cherry or something to put on top, you know? Ooh, it's like really, it's like really foaming up. Don't mind my phone, it's talking to me. All right, so I mix it up. I'm trying to feel in the glass to see if it kind of did what I wanted it to do and foamed up at the top. I wish I had whipped cream and a cherry. That would really make it the best, honestly. Okay, so it's done. I don't know if you can see it from there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take a sip and let you know how it tastes. Guys, we are back in my room just because I don't have like a fancy table to show you, like to sit down like a queen and take a sip. But we're back in my room. I have the drink with me, and so I'm gonna take a sip, tell you guys how it tastes, and then I actually ended up adding a little bit more heavy cream to it because it wasn't foaming up as much as I would have liked it to, and I think the reason was because this time around I put a lot of coconut milk, and I don't think I should have put that much milk. So I added a little bit more. It's a little bit more foamy now, kind of like what I was expecting it to be. And then let's see, let's try it. I feel like I could have done something fancier to the cup too, like put some powder around it or something, make it look like a real martini here, you know? But hey, we're just starting out, so okay. Not bad, not bad. It tastes like chocolate milk, but a little bit more on the frothier side, but a little bit less than if you were using like an actual milk frother. So I would say definitely don't use as much milk as me next time. I poured maybe about 3/4 of the way. I would say maybe do half and half, because then that's what's gonna get you the more of that shake thickness. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know, like, this is something I've already done before, but let me know if there's anything else that I maybe haven't done ever and to try it on camera as like a first time type of situation. Let me know if you have any suggestions and what you think of this video, and always share it, because I think it's really cool to show, you know, the world that we can do just as much as everyone else, despite the blindness and, you know. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.